Oh yeah, TGIT. Thank goodness it's today. TJ. Thank goodness it's TJ. You know the deal. We got some quotes lined up, quotes that we are going to use as focal points for the entirety of this week to help with our mental health, get us closer and closer to our genuine, authentic self, regardless of what's kind of going on in the world around us. So let's get into it. First one, short and sweet, right to the point, okay? Your lack of focus is your focus. Oh, I repeat, your lack of focus is your focus, okay? Each and every day, you need to assign a few focal points for your day and a reason to make this day intentional, purposeful for yourself, right? And if you don't do it, your focus ends up becoming your wandering, your lack of focus, because that's exactly what you put your energy in, right? So just keeping that in mind, what are some focal points that I can keep in the forefront of my mind? Things like purposes, goals, and passions, because those are going to help you get through a lot of those things and help you keep focus, okay? Next one, you either say how you feel and mess it up, or say nothing and let it mess you up. Instead, I pause because the original quote says something a little different than that, so y'all can fill in the blank if you want to, but I repeat because I kind of ruined the flow. You either say how you feel and mess it up, or say nothing and let it mess you up instead. And that is exactly what you're doing every time you do not say something, you do not put it out there, you do not get it vindicated, you do not get it accepted, you do not get it out so that you can process it. It just keeps on getting stored up, and then kind of like it said, it messes you up instead. Right? So when you have things that need to be said, you need to make sure that you have some few outlets in your life that you can share some of these things, because if you don't, it'll build up and make it a lot harder for you to identify whether it's problems in your world or if it's problems just stemming up from something you haven't had resolved yet. So just keeping that in mind. Next one from our main man, Plato. When people speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them, which is the only thing that we can do, which is probably one of the hardest things for us to accept, because we get so emotional. It's like, oh my gosh, they're saying this about me. People are believing this. What if they're telling all these people all these other things? Unfortunately, all we can do is make sure that when it is said to other people, those people that know us are just like, no way that so-and-so's like that. No way TJ's like that. No way Ashley's like that. You know what I mean? So just make sure that you are living your life intentionally, purposely, and make sure you're not using some of those things to change your course of behavior, because oftentimes we let that anger fuel us to do things that may even kind of make those things actually exist or be possible. So just keep that in mind, everybody, right? Next one, the higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who can't fly, right? And what do they want to do is that the higher you get, just the more of a separation there is, the less and less we have in common, right? The less and less we have in common, the less and less ideals and things that we have kind of in line with, and the less that we have kind of in line with one another, the less I don't really care what that person or what other people may have to say about me, right? So I gotta recognize that, working hard and, trying to apply some of these videos is hard work, and something that a lot of people, a good amount of people, are not doing, right? So as you continue to do these, you will fly much higher. You will separate yourself. You will feel much different. You will appear strange or a little bit different, which is obviously a good thing, because you don't want to be the same as everybody else. But, that's gonna happen, right? And less people are going to be on there with that in that journey. So we're trying to build with our thoughts and with our behaviors the proof that we do believe in ourselves. We are righteous. We're awesome. We're this. We're that. So keep that in mind. That it may just be you, and that's enough, right? All right. What else do we got? Okay, more. People will hate you, rate you, shake you, and break you. How strong you stand is what makes you. Okay. When people hate you, do not hate back. Okay, you just recognize that hate is a reflection of them. It is not a reflection of you, right? Just breathe through it. Arguing with a fool proves that there are two. Don't get into it with that, right? When they rate you, oh, they're this, they're that, they're this or that. Well, guess what? You have a much better control and pen, so to speak, as far as your creation of you. What you want to get better, what you want to get a little bit less, so on and so forth. So you're the one that can really rate you. When they try to shake you, they just want you to shake back. Don't shake back. Don't shake back. You're better than that. It's not worth it, right? and then eventually just try to break you overall. But that breaking, no matter what is done to you, is an acceptance. We've seen plenty of examples of people that have different thresholds, what is broken people and what is not a broken people. It is ultimately your choice to let it break you, okay? So stand strong towards all of those things. Keep some of those things in mind that we just went over, some type of thoughts that can help you, because when these are really quickly going through your head, it's going to arise a certain emotion if you don't have the thoughts to kind of counteract these. So what can you say that might help you keep control? Because it is ultimately you that has to choose to stand strong in those situations. Nobody, your brain ain't gonna choose it for you. Your brain's gonna want to fight. Your brain's gonna want to go into survival mode. Okay. All right, last one. Let's end it. We are all beautiful stories, but that doesn't mean our pages are meant to be in the same book. Ooh, I like it. Kind of helps us get a little bit more of a comfortability, more of a safety with people that aren't necessarily in the same story as us, right? Good way to look at it, as in everybody, you know, even the people that we disagree with or maybe don't like so much, even their story is beautiful. Maybe not to our eyes, but hopefully to their eyes and hopefully to the eyes of others. Because, you know, in reality, we want all lives to be generally, you know, very beautiful. So it's good to keep that in mind, that even though, you know, you really like this person, their story doesn't have to keep on going with yours, or if something happens, it's just the way that life is, right? You have seasons, you know, reasons for these seasons with friends and locations and things like that. So just keep in mind that your beautiful story is yours alone. There's going to be people that come in and out. There's going to be people that are there for long periods of time. But you're only meant to be focusing on the main character of your book, which is yourself. So just make sure that you're doing the self-care and you're keeping that in the forefront of your mind, right? Because we got a funny way of, you know, letting that kind of slip. All right, let's go through it again. Your lack of focus is your focus, right? You either say how you feel and mess it up, or say nothing and let it mess you up instead. When people speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them, okay? The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who can't fly. People will hate you, rate you, shake you, and break you. How strong you stand is what makes you, right? We are all beautiful stories, but that doesn't mean our pages are meant to be in the same book, right? So keep all those in mind. Think about some ways that you can utilize them as far as stressors or examples in your life that'll help you moving forward. Because, you know, the more we just prepare that brain, the more likely you're able to get through it, because that brain and that body of yours are capable of getting through whatever life has to throw at you, right? So just got a little more direction. TGIT, thank goodness it's today. Peace out, Girl Scouts.